Hey y'all, Donnie Keith here, aka Auntie Peaches from the Aunties Radio Show, also on The Voice of Reason. I'm here to say that ever since my man started taking A game, he's been on top of his A game. When I say A game, I mean his A game. He's more focused. He's definitely working out more. His attitude is better. And he's not complaining of all over body aches due to poor blood circulation, because A-Game provides great blood circulation, if you know what I mean, ladies. That blood circulation. Sometimes I have to hide the A-Game in the bushes when I'm out walking the dog just because I want some sleep, if you know what I mean, ladies. Stay on top of your A-Game, fellas. Get your A-Game.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey, my wonderful Crimsonites, how are we doing today? Hopefully everybody is okay. Hopefully everybody is doing wonderfully. We got a wonderful show lined up, so I need everybody to come on in. We only got an hour. We gotta get these truth bombs in. Okay? So I got 150 people, but can I get bam, 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 bam? You gotta get the likes up. Bam, bam. You gotta See, help me out in the algorithm. Greatly appreciate. And also thank you for kicking off the super chats. Who was that? Eric Deadman. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. We are going to get into probably some uncomfortable things today. Thank you, Miss Lady T. We're going to get into some uncomfortable things today. Today, we talking to the ladies. We talk to the ladies every day. But we gotta actually talk to the ladies, because we're talking about why black women are so bitter. There's a reason for that. And the reasoning is deeper than the conversations that we like to have about it. Deeper than the conversations that we like to have about it. We don't like to talk about where this anger, where this bitterness, where this, we lash out and all of those sorts of things. Where does that come from? Comes from somewhere. Not born bitter. Not born bitter. Give me one moment. Thank you for being super patient. Adrian says she get it from her mama. You close. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about your unhealed trauma. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. Your unhealed childhood trauma. We ready for this conversation, ladies? Are we ready for this conversation? See, a lot of times we were raised in a household with an abusive mother. And that abuse may not have been physical. She might not have been beating on you. You may not have experienced the other kind of abuse. I don't want to say the word, but you get what I'm saying. See, a lot of times when we grow up, ladies, in these gynocratic households, your mother is verbally and emotionally abusing us. Thank you, Adrian. The mothers are the first people that we encounter abuse from. We were young. We were open. And we were trusting her to teach us and guide us in the right way. But our mothers did us bad. Our mothers didn't do good. They didn't do right by us. They didn't do right by us. A lot of times they beat down our self-esteem. A lot of times it was our mothers that made us feel worthless, that made us feel less than, that put all sorts of responsibilities on us that wasn't ours. I know that women in my chat room and the ladies that are within the sound of my voice had to help raise her siblings a lot of times. It's a lot of us, especially if you was the oldest girl or the oldest child, period, and you had little brothers and sisters. You had to grow up fast. We were not allowed to really see a whole lot of our childhood because we had to hurry up and help mama. But why do we have to help mama? Because a lot of them times wasn't no man around. And when we young, we don't know why it ain't no man around. And let mama tell it, it's his fault. She ain't never gonna say what she did in that situation to make it where your daddy ain't here. Do she even know who your daddy is? That's another question. Our self-esteem get beat down to make the mother feel good. See, she's busy transferring a demon to you. I'm going to say that again. Her parenting is all about passing a demon on to you so she could get it off of her. See, your raising ain't about making sure you have a better life than she had. Your raising ain't about making sure that I can break the generational curse. It ain't about that. It's about, I've been wrestling with this demon since I knew how to wrestle with a demon, and I'm tired of it, and it's time to get it off of me. See, there's a lot of times why gynocrats even have children in the first place. The birthing of the children is an attempt a lot of times to get these demons off of me, to force her kids to love her, to force her kid. Finally, she got somebody that's got to love her, that's got to support her, that can't leave out of her life at the whim of and the drop of a hat. See, we gonna get down into it today. See, your mama was the first person to introduce cognitive dissonance to you. See, y'all wonder how a lot of black women is operating in cognitive dissonance. We gonna go back to a mama. Y'all want to hear that again? Y'all want to hear that again? It was your mother that was the first person to introduce cognitive dissonance to you. You had to live in two worlds with her. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know what these two worlds was. The light bulb gonna come on today. The light bulb gonna come on today. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know what two worlds growing up with your mama that you got to live in. Let me tell you what two worlds you got to live in. You got to live in the same world where you have to identify with your abuser, and simultaneously you have to uphold her parenting. Let me say that again. You have to live in a world where you must identify with your abuser, but also uphold her parenting. Even though her parenting has damaged you on a fundamental level, the effects of which you will not know until you get out of her house and can't properly function in the world. See, you got to reconcile. She was a good mama and did the best she could with she was my abuser day in and day out. How do you reconcile them two things? I'm going to let it marinate for a second. Do y'all need a marination? Do you need to marinate in the sauces of that? Do y'all need to bask in the ambiance of that? I think you might. You might need to bask in the ambiance of that. That's where you learned your cognitive dissonance at, because you got to defend your mama. She did the best she could. She went upside my head. And if she didn't go upside my head, she took every opportunity she could to break my soul and break my spirit. She took every opportunity. I was just a little girl. I didn't know no better. I'm just living. And here she come. She don't teach me nothing about my femininity. She don't teach me nothing about growing up. She don't teach me nothing about the world. She don't teach me nothing about being a woman. She don't teach me nothing about interacting with nobody. The only thing I learned from her is how to worship at her feet as she go upside my head. And I can't say nothing about it because she mama. Because you only get one mama. Because you got to honor your mama. Come on with me now. Come on with me now. Is we ready to talk about this today? We ready to talk about this today? Some of you might not be ready. But here we are. Ready or not, here I come. Because we got to talk about this stuff. These are the conversations we scared to have. A lot of times, this is a single parent household. Ain't no man there to check her and say, hey, don't do that to my kids. Don't do that to my kids. See, these are the unspoken reasons why she get rid of that man. Why she get rid of that man. See, it's all the stuff we talk about, but it's also this spiritual demonic component that tell her, get rid of the one thing that might be able to stop you from doing what I'm going to have you doing. I'm going to have you on demon time with these kids. You understand? See, a man gonna see it, and if he sees it, he He not gonna allow her to do it. You understand that? Because it'll be somebody else there witnessing it. You're not gonna let it happen. Now, what about when it's a two-parent home? What about that? What about some of this is happening in a two-parent home? Let's talk about that for a minute. Because see, when the abuse is not physical, when she's abusing you emotionally, when she's abusing you verbally, she had that from your daddy. So your daddy don't know. He's not aware that she's doing that to you. And if he happened to see some of it, he might not be aware of the severity of that. Because demons know how to hide their tracks. See, some of the stuff she say when your daddy ain't around, she ain't gonna say it when he there. This why she make you be quiet. I'll be telling your daddy everything I do. The part she don't tell your daddy what I do to you. Because he might put a stop to me. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about it today. See, this is a bitterness. This is a demon being transferred from your bitter, angry, demon time mama to you. At a time in your life where you ain't got no defense against that. You don't even know what's going on. You know you feel bad, but you don't know what to do about that. And she know that. That's why she rather had a kid than the man. Because you as a child can't hold her responsible for what she doing to you. See, it's a lot of times she hide that from your daddy. And there are even other occasions, and this is why it's so important for us to understand that the way we regard black women in our culture got to stop. She can't never do no wrong and can't be corrected. That's got to stop. Because sometimes you have these men, thank you, A Senior, out here that can see it and don't know how to stop her from it. He don't know how to enforce something to stop her. These are in these homes where she's dominating this home, where her chaos reigns in this home. He very passive. She got a passive man so that he would not overstep her, so that she could have chaos all around and he don't say nothing. See, it's that too. She purposely go and get a man that never could tell his mama no, so he can't tell her no. She purposely go get that man. That's done on purpose. She passed up all the men that would give her the structure and that would not allow such behavior in the first place. She know who to pull that with and who she can't pull it with, in other words. See, demons know who they can play with and who they can't. They understand that. She run into a man that don't play that, he ain't about to play it. Thank you, Will 33. Thank you, Sierra. So we're going to get even deeper into it. Right? You want to know one of the real reasons black women are scared of vulnerability. Put a 3 in the chat if you want to know where that deep-seated fear of vulnerability really come from. Put a 3 in the chat. Put 3 in the chat, y'all. I need some participation today. I need some participation from my Crimsonites today. The reason why black women is really scared of vulnerability ain't got nothing to do with a man that broke her heart somewhere. It ain't got nothing to do with that relationship and she was vulnerable and he hurt her and now she gonna be a savage. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Nothing. Because the first person that took advantage of her vulnerability and her softness was her mother. That's why she got a shell no sooner than she get out the house. Who made her put that shell up? It wasn't no man. She had no relationship yet. She ain't had no relationship where she done went through nothing. But what's the relationship she did have? The first one she did have was with her mama. And her mama hurt her. Her mother used her softness as a girl, her vulnerability as a girl, her openness as a girl, her submissiveness as a girl. Her mama used it against her. She abused her with it, whooped her with it. Now she don't know what to do. She get out in the world, she can't be soft. First person that hurt me, broke my heart was my mama, not my man. Wasn't my man broke my heart, it was my mama. And black women, we have to come to reality. Thank you, D Nice. We got to come to realities about this stuff. Thank you, Lady T. If we don't tell the truth and literally shame the devil, we will never break these generational curses. I'm talking about breaking the generational curses today. That's what I'm talking about. The first person broke your heart was your mama. Face it. Face it. She was the one who used your softness and vulnerability against you. And it scarred you because your mother is supposed to be the very one protecting you. She protects you a different way than your daddy protects you. She's supposed to teach you how to protect your heart by protecting your heart. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Your mama was supposed to teach you how to protect your heart by protecting your heart. And she didn't. She didn't. The first person to abandon you wasn't your daddy like she said it was her. She emotionally abandoned you. She was there, but you couldn't reach her. She was there in the house with you, but what good was it? You was terrified of her. You dreaded her. I know I'm speaking for a lot of my sisters. I know I'm talking to you. I know I'm talking to you. You dreaded her very presence. She broke your heart. She neglected you. She abandoned you. And she'll make every excuse. I was young when I had you. I was dumb. I didn't know what to do. All of these excuses. She done had 5 of you, but she got 5 excuses along with it. You trauma bonded with your mama. We gonna get into your adulthood in a minute. Thank you, Rasta C and Ink Pen. See, we gonna get on into it. You trauma bonded with your mama because she didn't love you. She didn't love you. A lot of our mamas didn't love us. A lot of our mamas, she don't know what love looked like or what it feel like. She couldn't give it to you because she didn't love herself. She didn't get no love. She couldn't give you what she ain't have. Thank you, ATM. Thank you, PD. You trauma bonded with your mama. You commiserate with her in misery, not love. This is how women that was abused by their mother have so-called tight relationships with them in adulthood. Come on. Come on. Come on. I already got the fan. Don't make me fall out. I already got the fan. Don't make me fall out now. Thank you, Hunter. This is why women who was abused by their mama can sit somewhere and say, thank you, contrarian, can sit somewhere and say she got a good quote-unquote relationship, a close bonded relationship, but when you look at these relationships, they dysfunctional. It's dysfunctional. Thank you, Kinley. It's a dysfunctional, trauma bonded relationship. They talk to each other crazy. They relate only on foolishness. On the 1 minute she with her mama and can't nobody say nothing about her mama. She love her mama. The next minute she'll cuss her mama flat out. It's a parasitic, symbiotic relationship. It is not the mother-daughter bond that it's supposed to be. Because it ain't rooted in nothing good. It was rooted, that tree got evil roots. And it's got sour fruit that come from it. So you get into your adulthood, ladies, and you don't never address nothing. See, we talk about how a black woman beat it out of her son and make him a beta. She do it to the girl too. See, you scared of your mama too. You can't tell her no. You can't tell her no. See, this is how black women learn how to co-sign stupidity and foolishness, because you got to co-sign your mama. Did I tell some truth? Did I tell too many truths? It ain't never no such thing? Okay. Gemini consultation. She was on this side this time. This is how black women learn how to co-sign foolishness, no matter how ridiculous it is, because no matter how ridiculous, how wrong, how crazy, how off the wall they mama's actions were, she had to co-sign her mama. Whether she agreed with it or not. And she co-signed her mama so that she wouldn't be out of favor with her mama, because she looking for the approval of her mother always. Because she feel the unacceptance of her mother. Her mother not really accepting her because they trauma bonded. So you get into your adulthood, ladies, and you do not address any of that. You just try to cover it up. And what do you use to cover it up? You use several things. See, you use several drugs of choice. You chase external things. Money. You try to look good a certain way, whatever society say looking good is. Right now, it's being an Instagram model. So you will kill yourself to go get a BBL in a Holiday Inn Express for $900 and let them pump you with something they done picked up out of Lowe's. And you will die for it. Because you trying to cover up the trauma that you will not face. See, now you're grown. Now it's your responsibility. See, you might not have been the cause of bringing these problems on yourself. But once you become an adult, you have the responsibility of dealing with the problems. You got the responsibility, sis. You can't pass the buck. Another popular one is chasing money or chasing education. See, in order to cover up the trauma, you dive headlong into the lost value system. You dive headlong into this. You dive headlong because you don't know how to address yourself. You don't know how to address your spirituality. You don't know how to address your health. You don't know how to address your family. It's an open wound because the first person you need to address is your mama, and you 35 and you still scared of her. Okay? So you avoid that completely. You don't know how to address your appearance. Your house is in shambles because that's how you grew up. So you dive into, I got to get money any way I can. I got to get a bag any way I can. Even if I sell myself, I got to be able to at least front like I can do leisure and all this kind of stuff. And ain't no limit to it because this is my drug of choice. I got to always be numb to the reality. I dive into my profession. I dive into my education because I don't think these things can hurt me. You're bitter because you don't address none of it. None of it. You don't address any of this stuff. You just cover it up. It's easy to make men the scapegoat. You make a man the scapegoat. This man did this to me, and a man did that to me. But what you fail to understand, sis, is you broken. And this is why you keep picking broken men. All of your relationships romantically are trauma-based because you did not learn how to base the relationships in love because the first person that was supposed to teach you how to do that neglected to do that. So when you come into these relationships with these men thinking that you coming authentically, what you really coming to do is trauma bond. There's parts of you that's broken and you need to find a man that fit them broken parts. This is why you think it's his job to make you happy. Let me thank somebody for some super chats. Because I don't think y'all understand. Thank you, Kenley. Who else did I wonder if I missed anybody. I'm trying to go back and see that I miss anyone. Thank you, Rodney. Thank you, Drew. Come on. Every relationship you in been a trauma-based one. This is what that toxic love, this is what they be talking about. I don't want no struggle love. What other kind of love have you ever had? But you staying in this rut because you won't see about it. And we're going to talk about why you don't see about it. Because you cannot or you will not address your issues. So you come to, instead of addressing your issues, you let your bad behavior, you excuse your bad behavior with, well, this is what happened to me. This is how I grew up. So black women, we will excuse her bad behavior instead of dealing with the root of that behavior. Do you understand what I'm saying? Instead of dealing with the root of that behavior, what causes that behavior? You run around here acting out with people. You carry your relationships bad. You start repeating the cycle to your kids. You did, because you never address these unresolved issues, you repeat it to your kids. You turn around and do the same thing to your kids your mama did to you, knowing full and well that when you was growing up, you hated every minute of that. But you'll repeat it anyway. We got black women that'll recognize, my childhood wasn't this and it wasn't that. And still not say, well, what can I do to address my childhood? Because it's causing a lot of problems in my adulthood. Never go that far. And then, thank you, Philip J., we enter into the echo chamber. The echo chamber. Just like it's the same chamber your mama entered into. Thank you, I'm not even going to butcher your name. AA, if you don't mind me calling that. Thank you, sweetheart. We have in our culture, black women can do no wrong. Black women cannot be blamed. They cannot be held accountable. They cannot be brought to task. There cannot be a mirror. There cannot be any accountability, because you go back to the cognitive dissonance. My mama did the best she could, because you can't say she was horrible. You can't even say it to yourself, let alone say it to her. When you start even getting close to them conversations, you got to shut it down, because she ain't going to let you say it. And that fear come in your heart to say it to her face. You were a bad mother. That's like kryptonite to black women. Thank you, Keith. You can't tell no black mother she was a horrible mother. She'll turn inside out before she accept. Before she accept she was a bad mother. You didn't do right by me. What you mean? I did the best I could. That was your best? Really? Damaging me to the point where I didn't even realize how deeply I was damaged? That was your best? You could have spared me for that. How'd that was your best. Then she get put on the waterworks. Now you got to try to deal with that. You got to try to deal with the waterworks. Now she upset. Everybody just blaming me. Everybody just blaming me. And you know this. Now she want to talk about the trauma that she endured when she was growing up. Well, ma'am, if you knew that you had endured trauma when you was growing up, what you try to pass that demon off to me for? Thank you, Gematria. What you try to pass that demon off to me for? What I do to you at birth and make you do that to me? She ain't never got no answer. She just got waterworks and theatrics and emotional diversions. Try to spin you off because you don't want to see your mama cry. You know, you don't want to hurt her feelings. She ain't care about hurting your feelings all them times she was verbally abusing you. I didn't see no waterworks then. We don't want to talk about that. Now she want to tell you what she went through. Never told me, never sat me down and explained, this is what I went through. So if I come off this way or that way sometime, please try to understand. I'm going to try to do better. Never sat you down as growing up to explain none of this stuff to you. You just had to take her abuse at face value, then turn around and have to accept when she come back and say, I love you. You had to accept that as the truth. This is why black women operate in cognitive dissonance now. This is why she can sit around and hurt her man and hurt her kids. And if somebody asks her if she loved them, she'll say, yeah. Because they mama did it. She ran around, she did whatever. Then come back and say, I love you, baby. When all of her actions say otherwise. And that's how black women grow up to do. She'll do anything to her man. She'll do anything to her kids. Any kind of wrongdoing. Any kind of slight. She'll do any kind of wrongdoing to him. And then turn around and say, well, I love you. How? Boop. How you love me? With that dirty stuff you just did to me. You just did some dirt. You've been doing me dirty for a minute. I'm going to take about a 15 to 20 second little intermission. And we'll be right back with the conclusion and my perspective on all of this. One moment. I'll be right back. So bad. I have to find a way because I know it's a way to make that fade. I want to make that fade off so bad. That I don't like that abrupt cut. The music file in me don't like the abrupt cut. The music lover in me hate that abrupt cut. It's almost like somebody bumping into the table when you used to have a record player. I'm old, so we had record players. Y'all young folk know that as a turntable. Okay. Was that too old? That was a little too old, wasn't it? Okay, that was another consultation. It was too old. Okay. But let's get back to it. Let's talk about the echo chamber. Because, see, you had to condone the echo chamber because you had to co-sign your mama and all of her BS and all of her ridiculousness. You had to co-sign it. Wasn't no way for you not to co-sign it. You had to verify her, whether she was lying or not. Whether you agreed or not. All of that. But the echo chamber is not just inside our black culture where your mama can't do nothing wrong. First, let me back up. Well, no, I'm going to keep going. We ain't backing up. We all gas. See, the world out there got you in an echo chamber as well. See, this feminist gynocratic world support women's chaos and thus supports black women's chaos. Our chaos gets supported. Because it never calls women to any account, ever. Never called to no type of account. See, under the gynocracy, you ain't got to be called unto no account. Under the gynocracy, you don't have to say what's wrong because women aren't wrong. Women are not wrong. Women are never wrong. There's never any situation where she was at fault. And if she was at fault, we got to figure out who put her at fault, who made her at fault. Somebody created a situation for her to be at fault. Even when we talk about heinous things like them mothers killing their kids, now we got to fall back on mental illness. We got to fall back on, well, who did what and what kind of environment was that and what was going on. But we can't accept she was just evil and killed them kids. How we operate as black women, and I'm talking to women now, how we operate as black women culturally, where we can't say nothing to each other. Every truth we tell is a bash. Every time we tell the truth, we cutting each other down, and you got to uplift for us, and we got to uplift each other. No. You just want an echo chamber to support your foolishness, and we're not gonna do that. The way we operate as black women culturally blocks any healing that we could possibly experience, because the first thing we need to go into healing is the one thing we can't do, and that's tell the truth. Can't do it. Can't do it. You can't tell the truth to yourself. You definitely can't tell the truth to your mama. You can't tell the truth to your grandmama. You can't tell the truth to nobody in the black community, in your family. Tell the truth about why you are where you are. The first step that you need to do is the very step that we don't accept in the black community. And you don't think that's a spiritual thing? Where there's no truth? Didn't I say that was part of the lost value system? That little bitty corner at the bottom is spirituality. And across from no truth? Who is it that don't want no truth to be told? I don't care if you're Christian. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care who you are. If it ain't no truth, then it's full of lies. And what good can come living a life full of lies? The first thing that's taken out of here is the truth. You know this is a demonic system because it takes the truth away. We operating on demon time because we don't like no truth. You can't tell the simplest truth, let alone a big one that causes the healing. See, the truth is taken away so you can be broken and you can continue to be broken and you can pass that brokenness to the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. So you never come out. You will never come out. Do you understand that? This is how we remain in the generational curse. Black women, we have to understand the solution is the truth. We like to say that we understand spiritual warfare, but do we? Do we understand it? Because we avoid truth like the plague. You got to go ahead and resolve these issues within yourself. How you gonna get anywhere and you don't resolve nothing? And if that means go all the way back to when you was 5, then go back to when you was 5. Point blank period. What have you got to lose? Your life is in shambles anyway. You confused about your life anyway. And who's the author of confusion? You fill in the blank. You ruin relationship after relationship. The relationship with your kids is trash. The relationship with the men that you loved is trash, or they don't exist. Your whole world is upside down. And you scared to sit somewhere and resolve your issues because it's going to tear something up? Your life toe up anyway, ma'am. Your life toe up. When you sit back and you take inventory over your life, it's toe up, ma'am. Tell me I'm lying. So what you scared of? That it's one more rip ain't gonna do it? You dying the death of 1,000 cuts anyway. 1,001 just might be the one heal you. You need one more cut. That's the scalpel. You need one more cut. That's under the operating table of the truth. That's the one last cut you need. And we scared. We take all of this abuse. We take all of this going through it. And we can tell somebody about how we done went through it. And you done went through the storm. Go through the storm of truth. Go through that one. Go through that one. And then come talk to me. Because I guarantee you when you go through that storm, you're going to come out a better person than when you went in. I guarantee that. And the university ain't going to do it for you. Getting us into a sorority ain't going to do it for you. Messing up your kids' life ain't gonna do it for you. Trying to put roots on a man because he cheated on you, you think he cheated on you, not gonna do it for you. None of these other avenues, getting a bag, showing up on Instagram with all of your tatas and la-las hanging out, that's not gonna do it. You keep trying to look for a way to make you feel better, of all the while avoiding the main thing, and that's to tell the truth. So you can resolve these issues so you can be done with it. So you can be done with it. Instead, you pass these generational curses on to the next generation, to your children, so they can suffer with it. Finally, when you're 72, you can go to church with an easy conscience. Because now you think the Lord done forgave you. Now you want to be saved. And when you look at your kids suffering, you can sit back and say, well, that's your problem now. Thank you again, Miss Sierra. Thank you, Darkness. You can't be scared. You can go through everything else, all kind of heartbreak. You ask any black woman, she done went through this and I went through that. Go through the truth and then come out the other side. And you won't be strong for doing it. You'll be powerful like a woman's supposed to be. See, they got you trying to be strong when you need to step into your power, but you can only step into your power with the truth. Can't get it in lies. Got to get it in the truth. You can't get it in lies. Okay? I'm going to tell you something else that's the truth. Y'all want to hear something else that's the truth? Well, first of all, I got 720 people in here, and I got 546 likes. Y'all did not like the show? You ain't gonna help me out the algorithm? You ain't gonna say bam, 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 bam. Gotta get the likes up, bam, bam. You gotta, you ain't gonna do it, help me? Thank you, Danny. But I'm going to tell you something else that's the truth. This A game is the truth. And you can ask any of the men in the chat that take A game. Thank you, my love is divine. Thank you, sweetheart. And they will let you know that it is the truth. Thank you, cool gent. This right here is the truth. And what is the truth about A game? A game is a male herbal solution that addresses his blood flow, that blood circulation, okay? And helps his vitality, his strength, his energy, and his libido. So all you got to do to become part of the A Game Nation is click the link at the top of the chat. I pinned it for you right there, so it's super easy. Click the link at agameherbal.com and you can get a 10% discount using the code Kendra10. And you can have this box of awesomeness delivered to you ASAP. Wonderful product, wonderful service, A+ all the way around. I want to thank everyone for coming through. I want to thank everyone. Thank you, Chris, for their super chats, for their cash apps, and just for your conversation. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch